the landscape of music has actually changed dramatically since you started, and obviously since you started performing. I mean, and right now, obviously, we've got no festivals or concerts at the moment. How are musicians coping, would you say?
It's very, very difficult. It's a really strange time for our industry. You've got to imagine that. I think I think the general public, especially when known artists, because it's only really known artists that have their voices heard. It's just the nature of how the media works. So if a known artist is moaning, about the state of, not being able to tour or whatever, most people just think, well, who cares? 'Cause they're sitting on multiple millions of pounds or dollars or whatever, and they're just moaning because nobody's looking at them. We're like babies having a tantrum. But that's not the case. Sometimes the known artists have to be the voice of all the unknown ones. Think of an iceberg. The peak, the tip of the iceberg is the bit you see, and that's the artist. Then there's a massive amount of infrastructure sitting underneath the waterline, and that infrastructure is the part that's really been hammered right now. We are an industry that generates, 5.7 billion pounds to the UK economy, which is a huge amount of income. But that doesn't come from just the artists. Every artist needs this huge infrastructure underneath to enable us to do what we do. So if you think about starting at the peak, you've got the artist, and then you have the musicians that support the artist, then you have the crew, then you have the technicians, then you have the trucking guys and the guys who fly the lights, you've got the lighting engineers, you've got the caterers, you've got the agents, you've got the theaters, the venues, you've got the staff who work for the venues, you've got the people who print the posters. It goes on and on and on and on, and all of those people are struggling right now. I'm in the process right now of putting a letter to the Times with my friend Lord Strasburger, and we are having. I just got an email last night from Roger Waters, Pink Floyd, Roger Waters. He emails me saying, "Put my name on the list." We've got Elton John, we've got all of these people all saying we need someone to look at this. We can't tour even when we're allowed to go back out on tour. Brexit has put a nail in the musician's coffin, because we have to go back to how it was, prior to being part of Europe, where every border we cross, we have to have a carnet, and a carnet is a list of every item of equipment you're taking into that country. And each one of these carnets costs a couple of £1,000. Then there are work visas and permits and all sorts of stuff. So the whole process has turned inside out, and it's a very scary process. But we are creatives. We have to use our creative bent to come up with other ideas. We're very inventive people, and we have been doing things. We've been doing a lot of stuff online. We've been collaborating with each other. We're very supportive of all the areas of our industry. And that's the way it's kind of got to be. We're a family. And can you imagine? I remember seeing something written on a blackboard. I was in a school in the evening in a school, and I was doing a performance thing for someone. And written on the blackboard, a teacher had written, "I can imagine a world without shoes, but I can't imagine a world without music."
Yeah.
And if we were like the miners or like the French, and we went on strike, can you imagine what the world would be like if you had no radio and you had no internet, you had no music on television? And we know what it's like right now with no live performance. And that we go crazy without that. That keeps us happy and satisfied and scratches an itch that nothing else will scratch. So yeah, it's a very strange and weird time.